So we call this gathering the art of allowing, and that's really what we mean by it. You teaching yourself, training yourself, caring enough about feeling good that you consistently hold a vibration that allows you to begin to be the realizer, the see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, touch it realizer of what's in your vortex. The book we wrote, Getting into the Vortex, you were so kind. You made it a New York Times bestseller. You liked reading it. You liked knowing about it. But then after a while, it just annoyed you. Abraham, how do I get my money out of the vortex and into the bank? All right, enough of this vibrational reality. I didn't come here for something I can't see or hear or smell or taste or touch. I came here for the tactile, delicious, manifested reality. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You're on the leading edge where your thoughts must turn to things. They must turn to experiences. They do all day, every day. We just want you to know that you have more deliberate control over it than most of you have been exercising. So here is this vibrational reality, and your inner being stands there in the middle of it, knowing all that your inner being knows, knowing all that you've become. Pure positive energy, knowing all that you've always been, all that you are, and all that you've added to your creative desire since you've been here in this physical body, every detail in this vibrational reality. The question is, where are you in vibrational relationship to it? Are you afraid? Nowhere near it. Are you depressed? Nowhere near it. Are you angry? Closer, but nowhere near it. Are you frustrated? Closer, but not really there. Hopeful, getting closer. Believing, feeling really good, joyful, right there. In other words, your emotions are letting you know where you are in vibrational relationship with this vibrational reality. So what? What does that mean to you? That means the closer you are to it, the more likely you are to realize it. It's being revealed to you constantly. A steady trail, a steady path of least resistance. Better said, a path of most allowance. But the path of least resistance is being revealed to you constantly. But if you're over here in despair or fear or anger or blame or resentment or mistrust or anger or frustration, then you're not able to realize. You can't pick up on the frequency. The idea doesn't occur to you, and the blending of emotions doesn't happen. When you are in a mode of appreciation, you're right there in sync with that. But when you're in blame, you're far from it. And so the work really of deliberate creation is to understand that it's a vibrational universe and understand that the frequency of your source is pure positive energy. It's love, not hate. It's security, not insecurity. It's knowing, not doubt. It's confidence, not fear. It's joy. It's pure positive energy. It's this high frequency that is absent of resistance. And so that really is what your work is. Not to just sometimes be happy, not to have a drink with friends and talk about things that are fun for a minute and be happy for a minute and then go home and wake up the next day remembering what life is really like for you. It's a consistent adjustment. It's a consistent willingness to focus because you want to feel better. Not just because you want to receive the revelation or the realization that's being offered. Not only because you want the manifestations, and of course you do, but because you want and deserve to feel good right now, moment by moment, and you have the ability to do it. You're not going to do it all at once because law of attraction has you feeling. In other words, if you're irritated about something and you're focused upon it, law of attraction doesn't say literally, but in essence is saying to you, oh, you don't like that? Here's some more. That bothers you? Here's more evidence of it. Have you ever noticed you can get focused upon something in your now that is bothering you, and before long you're remembering everything like that you've ever lived? And so as you begin to realize that you live in a universe that is vibrationally oriented, that it is all about vibration, and that your emotions are telling you about the relationship you have between all that you've become and what you are allowing right now. Now, if you will set an intention to want to feel good, and you will show yourselves that you can feel good, then you're off and running. The best time to reestablish that intention is first thing in the morning, because while you sleep at night, your point of attraction is different than it is while you're awake. While you're awake, your beliefs are active and your point of attraction is strong, and there is a momentum in that. So it makes it hard for you to get focused upon something that you don't want and all of a sudden switch subjects, because there is a momentum that has already been created. So once you sleep at night, that momentum subsides. So you have the best opportunity first thing in the morning to get out on the right side of the bed, so to speak, to get off on the right foot, so to speak, and set your vibrational tone or frequency the way you mean for it to be. And if you do that every morning, if you say to yourself, oh, this is a whole new day, and nothing before is relevant except that I've established a whole lot of desires that are vibrationally all queued up for me, and today I intend, no matter where I'm going, no matter what I'm doing, no matter who I'm doing it with, it's my dominant intent to look for what I'm wanting to see. Set that intent early in the day and look for things that feel good, and watch how day by day by day by day by day you can note an obvious improvement in your point of attraction. By your point of attraction, now this is really central to what we're talking to about here, and if you've been following us this far, we can feel that you are. If you can get this next piece, things are going to break open for you in a really powerful way. We want you to realize that things are not going to manifest necessarily from one moment of not being there to suddenly a moment of being there, because you're not going to change your vibrational frequency that quickly. But things are going to be adjusting, and you are going to begin to notice it. So the manifestation that we want you to focus upon is not the car in the garage or the lover in your bed or the money in your bank account. Not right now, not all of a sudden. The manifestation we want you to focus upon is closer over here to the vibrational frequency. It's the manifestation of a thought occurring to you, a thought that you don't usually think. You'll be realizing things that you don't usually realize, and right along with that realization will be an emotional upcharge, an emotional surge that will be the indicator of your changing of your emotional or vibrational frequency. So if for a little while you can let the emotion be what you're going for rather than the full-fledged manifestation. Oh, the emotion is going to lead to more thoughts and more thoughts, ideas of rendezvous. You'll start getting impulses of where to go and when to go and who to go with. All kinds of things will begin occurring to you, and these manifestations will blossom into actualized life, into manifestations that others around you can see. It is our absolute promise to you. But if you find the vibration and then you don't maintain it, and you find it and you don't maintain it, and you find it and you don't maintain it, then these manifestations don't come, and that's what makes you feel discouraged. That's what makes you begin to doubt your ability to create your own reality. You let too much of your vibration be about what you're observing instead of about what you are wanting. Which brings us to the most important part of this evolved discussion. We're talking about you creating your own reality, but we want you to understand that if you are living conditionally, where you are so fixated on the conditions of what is right now, the conditions of what is right now will prevent you from ever having the improved version. Because you can't offer a vibration of what is and a vibration of what is coming at the same time. If you're focused upon the absence of something that you want, that's the vibration you're practicing, and it will keep you from realizing the path. Because law of attraction is drawing all cooperative components. It's already been assembled. Your vibrational reality contains everything that you want. You've just got to get in the zone, in the vibe. You've just got to get in the vibrational frequency vicinity so that you can begin realizing. You know how sometimes when you say, oh, I just got the best idea. That's why. That's why. You let down your negative guard for some freakish reason. You were feeling good. And in that absence of resistance, you got an idea. But most of you don't keep the idea alive by nurturing the fertile ground that allows it. Instead, you kill it with reality. You say, oh, but that's not likely. I don't know others that have done that. It hasn't been working out that way for me. You argue for your limitations by pointing out what is. And what is not the friend of what will be. Often. Sometimes it is. In other words, if what is lovely, focus on it as much as you can, and more like it will come to you. But you want to be a selective sifter about what you focus upon. So this now reality is full of conditions. And as you focus upon the conditions, the condition, whatever the condition is, I must deal with this condition. But you got to figure out some way to get your attention off unwanted, or unwanted will remain in your experience. Law of attraction says that it must. But here's something that will serve you so well as you are beginning to understand the vibrational universe that you live in and the vibrational being that you are. Over here is a vibration that we're going to call, in as emphatic way as we can, because we want you to remember it evermore, it is an unconditioned. It's an unconditioned. This vibrational reality is an unconditioned. And as you allow yourself to focus in a way that allows this non-physical vortex and your source energy, who is projecting thoughts to you about the path to what you want. Hear this. Your inner being knows where you stand in relationship to everything you want. Doesn't that please you? Your inner being knows where it is and is calling you to it. But you got to be in the vicinity in order to hear the impulses. So if you will just for a little while decide that rather than trying to change the condition so that you can feel better, instead you will ignore the condition and find some way to feel better, which will then cause the condition to change. Can you hear the difference? It is essential to deliberate creation. Focusing upon an unwanted condition sets a vibration that holds it in place. But being unconditional means using your willpower, that's the only way we would use willpower, to focus on something that feels better. So if you would decide that caring about how you feel matters, and the more you get into this place where you are realizing the revelation that is being offered to you, the more that path of least resistance will clear up, until in time there won't be resistance that you're tripping over. Ease and flow and fun and full and fast and life. That's how you're supposed to feel, you see. You got to find the frequency. You got to practice to find it, which means you got to care about how you feel. You got to find the frequency, and then you're off and running. There are no limits for you. There is nothing that you cannot be or do or have. So what we're really talking about is you finding some way to be happy in the interim between the vibrational reality and the fully manifested reality. And don't misunderstand us. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you think, oh yeah, Abraham just wants us to get happy so we don't notice the things that aren't working out for us. But that cannot be, because when you get happy, the things that you want cannot be avoided by you. They have to come, and you will realize them. And oh, what fun it is to consciously define desire and then deliberately tune your frequency by caring about how you feel, and then getting to witness the path unfolding. Such a fun path. After a little while, you'll begin to understand that the journey was what it was all about, that the destination is fleeting. Don't misunderstand. We want you to have all that stuff you want. We're not trying to talk you out of your manifestations. We're just wanting you to find more joy on your way to them.